From the Bob Varley Studio in Orlando, Florida, this is the Diz Unplugged. This is the Diz Unplugged Video Edition, episode 649 for the week of October 8th, 2009. The Diz Unplugged is brought to you by Dreams Unlimited Travel. Dreams Unlimited Travel for all your Disney vacation needs. Visit us on the web at www.dreamsunlimitedtravel.com. Hello, everyone, and welcome for something. Thanks for joining us. We're gonna for this segment, we're going to talk about the Epcot Food and Wine Festival, our annual coverage of this event. And before we start, I want to just mention that Kevin and I have not gone. We're going to go this weekend. Things got in the way. And some things happened to us where we kind of do this thing now when we're about to go to Disney for something. We kind of weigh the annoyance factor of things. Is it worth going to the Food and Wine Festival? Is it going to be too hot? Is it going to be too crowded? So I'm really excited to hear from you guys.
Yes to all of those.
Yeah. What your experiences were. And in a sense, I want to see if what you talk about makes me excited enough to go.
What is the scale?
There is no scale. It's a moving target. There's no there's no way to know for sure what our brains are thinking.
Is it too late? Is it too hot?
Exactly.
I wasn't sure if there were number values, if there was a chart on in your living room. Or okay.
However, most of the time the answer is yes, it's too much trouble to go, and we just don't go.
But there are cheeseburgers, so that might help.
That might help. Yeah. So I'm hoping to hear from you guys, kind of like, you know, instead of going around the map and talking about everything individually, sort of get your ideas and your feelings of what was great, what wasn't, and maybe talk us into going. So who wants to start?
Do we want to start with the video?
Sure, let's start with the video.
Give us time to decide.
Excellent.
Okay.
Excellent. Thank you, Craig. Great video. Very cool. Very bright and colorful. While we were watching the video, it was pointed out to me that I've messed up already, and I forgot to introduce everyone. So we're going to go back and get caught up on that, and then we'll start our segment. So for those of you who don't know, my name is John Magi, and I will be your host this week. And I am joined at the table by Teresa Eccles, Kevin Close, Corey Martin, Sean Thompson, and working the controls, Craig Williams. All right, so now that we've taken...
Craig's here.
I got nothing. Craig. I got nothing. All right, so now that I've taken care of that, is anything else they screwed up on? Because, you know...
It is 2013, by the way.
You do... What did I say? Did I say 2012?
I thought you said 2009.
2009.
But it's okay.
Oh, my gosh. Oh, that's sad. Oh, my gosh. I cuss, but you don't know what year it is. Oh my god!
Sad. It was right in front of me on a teleprompter too.
Did he really say 2009?
Yeah.
Can we dub in like Teresa's voice when it goes to that? 2013.
2013.
No, we'll dub in Teresa cursing as she does. All right, so let's get started with food and wine. Enough about me and my mistakes. So I'm interested. Who wants to start? Tell us about the event. What did you like? What didn't you like? What was exciting and new? Excellent.
All right.
So that'll do it for 2009's episode of Food and Wine Festival.
You should just assign people to talk. I'll go first.
Sean, go first.
I've been quite a few times, actually. I think 5 times at this point.
Oh, my.
It's really close. I mean, yesterday we went for lunch, and it was like 15 minutes, so it's close. But I love it this year. I think there's been some really good changes. Scotland is kind of like the biggest addition food-wise, and it's fantastic. But the concerts, you know, they have a really good lineup this year. I think we've noticed some changes with the prices, which is kind of weird. But
yeah, there are some changes.
Why don't you talk about Scotland? What's there now?
Oh, haggis. I love me some Scotland.
Which is really good. I enjoyed the haggis.
Real
it's
haggis.
not real haggis,
Well, whatever they're serving, it's real good.
Corned beef hash. Very kitchen corned beef hash.
It's like Morningstar haggis. It's veggie.
Boca haggis.
Boca burgers.
But no, I loved it. Didn't you? I mean, I know.
Oh, yeah.
I have some friends in Scotland, from Scotland, who didn't like the Scotland booth, but...
What else did they have besides haggis?
So they have the haggis, then they have a salmon.
And the haggis comes with...
2 scoops of something.
It's turnips and mashed potatoes, smashed turnips and mashed potatoes, which was really good. The salmon was good.
Is that where you were calling the cast members' names?
Yes.
We have a lot of the items, photos of a lot of the food on the website.
Foodos is a
Foodos.
What was the little
Hashtag
dessert
Foodos.
thingy?
So they have the Scottish banoffee, which is like a weird combination of banana and toffee, with whiskey and Walker shortbread crumbles and sweet cream, which was fantastic.
Oh my!
I love Walker shortbread.
Okay,
This was
this makes
delicious.
it even better.
It's kind of like a square. It looks like a brownie sitting on the plate with kind of like chocolate crumbles and stuff on top. And then you cut open the brownie and it oozes with the whiskey inside. It's really good.
It's really, really good.
Yeah.
How were portion sizes?
I thought good.
Yeah, big.
It depends. I have, I broke up everything. Depends on how hungry I am. I have the things I go to that are substantial, and then things that are just tasty. And
Somebody wants to know if you would take your kids.
I have, but there's one complaint I have about Food and Wine Festival that I think it would be an easy thing for them to add. Flower and Garden, especially this year, we were able to do tasting and eating around the world, and also there's stuff to do for the kids. There are the playground areas. There's none of that for the kids at Food and Wine Festival. I know it's themed for Flower and Garden, but they could theme it around Food and Wine. There's that area by the Rose Garden. Usually, they can put a playground there. Do a mudslide. Call it a mudslide or something if you want to start theming stuff around food and wine. But we've taken our kids. They don't really enjoy it. We have more fun without our kids.
I think they should have a little tasting things for children.
I feel bad for Ferris and Finley when they watch this 10 years later. Yeah.
I know.
I have more fun without the kids.
But thank God for the Kid Cot locations. That's our saving spot to go and let them, have fun. But they don't want to watch Mom and Dad eat around the World Showcase.
Grace and I went, and she has a limited palate, and she had a few things, but there wasn't a whole lot for her either.
Besides the new Scotland, what else stood out?
Well, before we get too much into the food, I just want to mention that they do have the passports again this year, which is really fun. They have every country and then every single item that they offer. And so you can check them off and then get the stamp at the different booths, which I think is a really good idea.
I like it to keep track of what I have, too. It's great.
Yeah,
you don't remember?
And they brought back, sometimes I don't, when you go 8 times in the whole time, you just forget what you had. One thing I do like that they brought back the gift cards. Those are awesome. Go get a gift card right when you get there. Throw $100 on it or whatever. That'll last you through 2 countries.
Right, exactly.
2, yeah. I had a gift card loaded with 50, and you can get those at the individual countries. You don't have to go anyplace special to get them. And I think ours lasted through Scotland, Greece. Where else did we go?
It really depends.
4 or 5 different
Germany.
countries.
Depends on
Germany.
your style, but this is not an inexpensive proposition.
And I didn't drink.
And I
didn't do
never
any
go
drinking,
into it thinking that I'm going for a discount. I go into it for just the experience, the tasting and drinking experience. I know I'm going to spend money when I go.
I agree. I do the same thing.
Yeah.
I just think there are people who are surprised. They figure you're going to get a tasting and everything's a couple of bucks. It adds up.
Yeah, it's
pretty
not
And
quickly.
you will get sticker shock here and there. There are some beers that are $8. You know,
The big thing always was the lobster roll.
that's $7.50 this year.
Wow.
I consider that a substantial portion though, with the bread and the lobster. But $7.50 is a lot.
It's expensive, yeah.
That's high, yeah.
The weenie thing was 5. That
The
was,
bratwurst, yeah.
but
That was in Germany.
That was a good portion, though, I thought.
It kind of looks small at first, but then it's actually really filling.
So
when you
in
eat it.
Germany, they had what?
A bratwurst.
Was it on a roll?
It was on a pretzel roll, actually, and they give you like a nice pile of mustard to dip it in.
And it was, good length.
Do you remember how much that was?
It was 5.
I think $5.25 or $5.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
think it was right at 5.
So depending on your budget, you're going to want to add money to that. You can add money as you go. You can start with 50, and then each, if you're running out, you can add more money to it. One thing they did with the gift cards, they have colored bands now. I don't know if they're doing that for the magic bands, so you can kind of coordinate with your magic bands, but they have
Yeah, they ask you what color you want.
bands.
I thought that was cute.
What do you think would be a cost for 2 people to sample food and wine in one day? Just an estimate. I'm not asking for you to get out your calculator.
But I always go and load $100 on it, and I end up refilling.
I think it depends on how much time you want to spend there.
Right.
If you're spending the whole day, that's going to be a lot. But if you can go for an afternoon, I think $50 a person will be comfortable for you. That's just me, maybe. I can go and only spend about 20. Like yesterday, I went for lunch. I think I got 4 things.
Did you get 4?
Yeah.
Because we'd already gotten a few things before you got there.
And that was plenty for me. I mean,
I think $100
So it really
is a
depends on
safe.
what you're doing. But if you're just going to sample food and wine, you should go in knowing that you're going to have to spend some bucks.
yeah.
Did the registers have the Mickey head sensors so people could use their magic bands?
Yeah, so every register has those. Yesterday it was pouring, so they actually took them off. They come off their base, and then they can hide them behind the podium or whatever.
It was pouring. It wasn't when we got there, but then
We were driving in that area, and it was
Torrential.
one of those Florida downpours.
Yeah, I was actually drenched.
by the time you got it,
Completely
we
soaked,
were hiding in the little DVC in little overhang area, waiting for the rain to stop. And
So-
my Greek cheese got all wet trying to get over there.
Oh.
But it was still
So
good.
sad.
So
Greek cheese.
My Greek cheese.
besides Scotland, what else excited you? What else was cool?
Well, there's actually only 2 new booths this year. So Scotland is the one of them, and then the second one is the American Adventure Coffee Cart, which is just the thing that's always there. It's just that kind of white coffee shop thing that's set up right near American Pavilion. But they have a special drink called the Shaken Jamaican Coffee, and it has Kahlua, vanilla, and caramel. You can either get it hot or frozen. So that's another one of the big things.
You
I
didn't
haven't
try
tried it yet.
Yeah.
No.
I don't see you don't have a
Yeah, I don't have
stamp.
a check mark or a stamp. But those are the 2 main new areas to get food.
Well, also in American Adventure, right now you can actually go up onto the 3rd floor there if you are a Chase card member holder.
So it's not just the Disney Visa.
It's Chase
any
anything.
Chase.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is. It's Chase in general, but then I overheard whenever I was up there. I didn't stay too long. I didn't have enough time. But if you are a Disney Visa card holder, then you actually get priority seating for a fireworks show at night. I think just regular Chase members get it too. They just don't get as good of a location.
So in addition to that, they're also giving some priority seating to the concerts. But those kind of fill up early on in the day. So they kind of give them out progressively. So you can get a wristband to get really good seating up in front of the American Gardens Theater for the concerts. That Chase Lounge is really weird. It's cool, but it's just interesting. You have to go up 2 flights of stairs. There is an elevator, but I don't know.
Yeah. Well, for me, I just liked it because I really wanted a drink. I went to just shoot some video. I didn't want to get anything at any of the booths.
Yeah.
I was just walking right around. So I was able to go up there, and I got a drink really quick, and then...
So what they have is if you go left, they have kind of like a seating area. It looks kind of like the entrance to Hall of Presidents. It's like very kind of Victorian, decorated and stuff. And then if you go to the right, there's kind of like a little beverage room where you can buy, not Victorian,
Colonial.
like old colonial. Yeah. You can buy alcoholic beverages. They have beer and wine, but then they have 2 Coke's freestyle machines that are free, that are just there for you to use. And this is the first time I've ever seen water available in these Coke freestyle machines.
Have you just seen carbonated water?
Yeah, no, this was actually just filtered good water.
Tell me about how you got access to this. Did you go and talk to somebody special? Was it somebody who you had to go and address?
There's a person right
He had to go in a dress.
Had to go and address. Excellent.
They say we're
Behind his head is what he wore.
Oh, Craig. All right, so actually, it's Un-American Adventure, the building. It's to the right of the main doors you go in for the show. And there's actually like a velvet rope setup where you have to wait.
So between where the little...
The gift shop,
yep,
yeah, and then
okay.
the actual main doors for the show.
And this is different from last year. Last year it was somewhere else, wasn't it?
I don't know. I didn't go last year. Was there one?
Was it last year, or was it Flower and Garden had a chase thing?
They've done this before in other places, but not necessarily Chase. There used to be one in the land. There was, I forget, I think it was Disney Visa. They also used the one just behind Spaceship Earth that's up over the flower display that looks out towards the fountain. We've been up there before.
Well, I think
There's one in Norway also.
What happened there? What I think is fun is, as someone who is a Disney fan and a Disney fanatic who you think you've seen and done everything, it sounds cool. I've never been in that room. So
this was really cool. It's a big space too.
And see it.
Yeah. So if you have a Chase card, just go and
Any Chase card.
yeah, you can go and get free drinks and just chill out. It's air conditioning and nice. So
There was a long line when we were there. So
well, that's the thing. There is a velvet rope, and they really monitor how many people go in versus how many. There's a bouncer, I guess.
Wow.
It's like Studio 54.
Interesting.
Show me your Chase ID.
Tell me more about the food. What else was going on at the festival?
One thing I wanted to mention too, what I like that they added to the menus, each menu has a recommendation area. They choose one item and also a pairing with an alcoholic beverage. So that's a nice. So if you just want to go and do what they are suggesting, that might be a nice way to go around the World Showcase.
Kind of like a signature thing,
right?
Kind of like this
their
is
signature
their
dish and their signature what's going to pair great with it. But I thought that was a good addition to it instead of just going there and picking and choosing as you go. I added up my top 10 food items and it was $54. That was just food.
Just food.
And that's just you.
That was just me.
You
Well,
didn't-
10 items, 10
Before
food
you
items.
fed the kids or your wife or anything. That's just you.
all at
me.
one time, or did you space that out?
No.
No, I think some of these, yeah.
No,
I did some on
we're
the first
talking
day. And I
Corey
did
here.
some,
He could have walked around, ate all that stuff.
I would say 10 items is a lot of food.
Yeah, for one day, for sure. This was broken up into my 2 visits.
2 hours.
2 hours.
So I think that gets you a lot of food
Yeah, it
for that
does.
$50. Yeah. One thing to mention is that all the vegetarian items on the menus, either at the booth or actually in the passport, they're marked with a little V symbol with like a little leaf on it, so it's easy to see which ones are vegetarian. And also, they started this thing this year called the Try It program, which it is like meant to encourage kids and families to try new things. So some of the entree or some of the items that are available have like a little T with an arrow pointing towards it, and then if you actually buy that, they'll give you a sticker that says "I tried it." So I guess it's kind of cute for kids to.
Haggis,
Try
for
new
example.
things. Yeah.
You get your stickers.
Keep your sticker.
The haggis was good.
It was good. But, you know,
But I mean,
Julie wouldn't taste it. She wouldn't even try it. I said,
But it wasn't even real haggis.
Yeah, this is Julie, though.
That's
There's no way I'm going to get her to try something.
Yeah, and the guy screaming
She
out
doesn't want
haggis
to.
every time he sold
They
one.
were excited about the haggis.
They were so excited about the food.
Well,
It
not
just-
even that. All the booths this year, like, they're all coming up with their own chants. I've never noticed that in years past before, but now they're getting excited. South Africa was going crazy.
It's fun. When we were over there and we were standing in the rain waiting for the rain to stop, we were near the Greece booth, and we noticed that the little countries were yelling at each other, and it was like moving on down to the next country. Then it would come back, almost like a wave at a game.
They were breaking
know?
all the dishes.
It was cool. And they'd yell something, then they'd yell it back. And
They do the Opa.
Yeah.
well, I don't know. I don't think they were saying that. I don't know what they were saying, but
Opa.
I know. No, but it was something else. I don't know. They were
saying
screaming. It was no. That's not what they were
She
saying.
still doesn't know. Do it again.
That's it for me.
Sing, Craig.
Do it again.
My sister's boyfriend, Travis, just sent me a text that they had a Chase Lounge last year, but it was in the Festival Center.
That's right. Because
I think this is a better location
Yeah.
in the World Showcase
Oh, yeah.
and not the Festival Center. I haven't been there yet.
I have. It's out of the way. It's
It is
it's a
out of
nice
the way.
space though. They're using the Wonders of Life Pavilion, so it's huge inside. That's where all the seminars are. They have different stages set up, and and actually a lot of merchandise locations you can get all the like the special festival shirts and aprons, whatever they have,
and stuff like that. They
have some
year.
artwork, yeah, and actually they have a lot of wine. They have that wine shop set up just like they have in the past few years, with I think a pretty good selection of wine.
I mean, as far as the festival center, it's just a complete recreation, as it has been the past couple years. Everything's in the exact same place. Just the merchandise, they finally got new logos and stuff this year, so it's actually a little more fresh.
And they have that Ghirardelli thing set up again. That was here last year. And there's kind of like little, I don't know, artwork things made of chocolate, like Lion King and Little Mermaid. And then they're giving out free samples of the.
Is this the poster? Is this the logo for the?
That's the logo for the event. I don't know if it's the poster.
Is it the poster?
I don't know.
We usually get the poster, but this is kind of.
I think the poster's the chef, maybe.
The weird chef that's like always frantic and dropping the wine.
Yeah, I think so. I'm not sure.
Okay.
It's colorful. The entrance to the park is colorful. I like the entrance of the park.
Excellent. Corey, you mentioned having a top 10.
Yeah, I went through and
Some of
listed
those.
some of the things that I would have again. I also have my to-do list, but going clockwise around the World Showcase. Argentina, the beef empanada, I consider that substantial. It's also really good. Australia, the lamb chop, I have it every year. Tasty. You don't really get a lot. Mexico, the taco ribeye, tasty. Africa, the Berber-style beef with onions, jalapenos, tomato, okra, and pap. This replaces the tenderloin they had last year. So this is their new beef
So
item.
I see a beef theme with you here.
It's pretty good.
Everything you're
Corey's
getting
beef
is
eater,
beef.
for sure.
Yeah, I do like my red meat. The hops and barley, the lobster roll. This is substantial. $7.50. It should be. Japan, the spicy tuna hand roll. This is tasty, but it's tuna and salmon with chili pepper, soy sauce, sesame oil with a volcano sauce. It's a hand roll because you can actually hold it. You don't need chopsticks. It's not cut up into pieces. You just hold it. New Zealand, the lamb meatball with spicy tomato chutney. I consider it substantial. The meatball is large. You only get one, but it's served on a nice bread of some sort. I don't know what type. I was too hungry to look at it too long. Ireland, the lobster and seafood fisherman's pie. This is always popular. This is substantial for $6.25. Ireland always has a long line. Le Cellier, I had the Le Cellier wild mushroom beef fillet with truffle butter, $7. It was $6.50 last year, but I thought it was good.
Show me what size. Do a representation of the size of the steak you got.
Maybe probably about the size of the top of this Sprite can. Everybody knows what a can looks like.
It's food and wine charades.
But it wasn't very thick. It's just I saw some in the lineup that were larger and some that were smaller, so you never know what you're going to get. In Scotland, last but not least, the vegetarian haggis. I thought that was great.
Do you guys agree with some of his choices?
Yeah, those are all good. I haven't had all of them, but those are good ones. I actually have a few different ones. I really like the Florida local booth.
It was closed when we were there.
Oh,
I don't
really?
know. Florida can't sustain from the rain, I guess.
Yeah, closed up in the rain.
Yeah. But they have a slider. It's like a grass-fed beef slider that's fantastic. It's really, really good.
I'll add that to mine.
Yeah. You
What
have
else
to try
was
that
in the Florida Pavilion? What else did they offer?
one. The Florida Pavilion.
The Florida.
Florida
Country
shrimp
of Florida.
ceviche with fire roasted vegetables.
Yeah, there's a shrimp.
Oh, that sounds good.
They have beef. That's all that matters.
Country
you
of Florida.
Don't mess with the.
Oh, I love ceviche.
They actually have really good local beers too. So they have Cigar City Brewing, Florida Cracker White Ale, and then they have Orlando Brewing Sunshade Pale Ale, which was very good.
Sounds great.
And I like the Florida Stamp. It's a sun with sunglasses on.
I have a pet peeve when
So
when they
simple.
stamp mine upside down or sideways. I just have to get a whole new book.
I had to abandon the stamping. It was raining. I
a
couldn't.
whole new book because they
Ending
Starting
book.
over. You ruined my stamp.
Just demand to do it yourself.
Well, we also did Hawaii.
Yeah, Hawaii.
And we got the
Pork.
pork slider.
That's on my
That was-
to-do list.
Oh, it was good.
I've had that twice actually. The pork Kahlua sliders.
Grace
so good.
actually enjoyed that. So that.
Yeah, it's like
that
on a
was
little bun.
good.
You get pulled pork, and then there's like a pineapple sweet chutney on top, and then like a little sauce that they put on top. It's really good.
The crispy pork belly in Brazil is also on my to-do list.
Oh, that sounds good too.
Are there enough tables for people?
No, it's the same kind of thing every year.
No.
There's
Standing.
trash cans and tables
Yeah.
around, but there's not enough
If you notice a lot of the photos, the backdrop is a trash can.
artistic trash can photos.
Nice brown backdrop.
In the past, they've set up areas that had seating. When it was Spain, did they have anything like that this year?
There's kind of like the beer garden in Germany in between.
Goodness. Little thing fell
In
off.
between not the craft beer, the brewers
Brewers Collection.
And Germany. Those two pavilions. There's like a beer garden that you can stand, kind of wooden tables. I think there's a sit down table too, but nothing huge.
And there's also one at Belgium.
Yeah, Belgium.
Where is there was some sort of, maybe it was, I don't know if it was Argentina or Mexico. I've got to go back. Was it a shrimp taco or something?
There's a shrimp taco in Mexico.
Mexico, okay. I need to go back and try that. It looked good, but the line was really
it's like
long.
a battered fried shrimp. It's really good.
The food was really good. Not a lot, but it's tasty.
So the lines on some of the places were very long. And others,
Well, you also went in the middle of the afternoon. I mean, it wasn't
crowded
yet.
It wasn't crowded. It was pouring.
I mean, yeah, you just got to be smart about when you go. If you go right in the middle of the afternoon, it's going to be at its hottest, and there's going to be most people there. Whereas Sean and I went on a weekend night where it should have been busier, but we went at like 7:30 and just wanted to hit it in the last hour and a half that it was open. And I don't think we waited in a single line. So it's just about being
Yesterday
smart.
it was hit or miss though. Some of them were crowded, but we skipped them and went to the shorter lines. The drinks this year are really strong, like the mixed drinks. We've noticed there's a Singapore Sling in the Singapore booth. It's really strong. It's got like
disgusting.
This gross marinated cherry in the middle of it. It's really bad. Because it's all gin, I guess. So.
But drinks, that's where I saw the largest price increase.
Yeah.
At the craft beer section, the large souvenir mug glasses you get, those prices remain the same. But last year, the 6-ounce and 12-ounce pours were $3 and $3.50. This year, they're $5.50 and $6.75. Those went up a lot. I guess they want you to buy the souvenir glass. But
it was a big glass, though.
I just wish you could reuse it because,
Oh, you can't?
No, they said they'll let you get another beer and pour it in, but they can't fill it up again.
Yeah, that's a safety thing. That's very common.
Thing, yeah.
Sometimes at some events, they would actually give you a new glass. Like you'd have to turn in the old one and they would wash it and they give you new glass. But
I would like that. That's what DCL does on the cruise line. Yeah.
So what about other stuff? Usually there's the events, there's the tastings and all that good stuff. Did anybody participate in those? Or
I haven't done any of those yet. They have some free ones, and then they have some that are higher cost. They have to pay. They have like cooking seminars. I think Robert Irvine was here from Kitchen Impossible or whatever that show is.
Yeah.
And then the lady from The Chew was here. I forget her name. She was on Top Chef. But yeah, they have celebrity chefs come. And then my favorite thing though was
Carla something.
Yeah.
Okay.
Is it Carla Hall? Something like
Carla.
that.
I do.
She's got curly poofy hair and glasses.
Yeah, she's tall.
Yeah.
We liked her. She was fun.
Yeah.
They do a good job. They do a really good job of getting, I don't want to say celebrities, but they have, sort of food celebrities there. So that's interesting.
What about the music? You went to a concert, didn't you, Sean?
Yeah, that's my favorite part is actually the Eat to the Beat concerts. I went to the Go-Go's last weekend, and they were fantastic. I didn't know why, but I didn't think Belinda Carlisle would be there. I thought she was like too big for it or something.
No.
I didn't.
Is that a weight joke?
Poor Belinda.
No, it's not. She's married to a plastic surgeon. Her face is pulled very tight. But
oh my!
But she sounds perfect, though. I mean, her voice is just like the exact same. And they were very energetic. People were very excited. You usually get like a typical crowd for most of these. Usually, it kind of falls in line with the time period of when the band was out. So I have a feeling that when Hanson comes, it'll be kind of like 20-somethings or early 30s excited for Hanson, but it's fun. Next week is Wilson Phillips and Pointer Sisters, so those are going to be good.
Excellent.
When you going, John?
I don't know. I mean, there's that sort of, I don't know if it's too annoying yet or not. You guys haven't tipped me.
Kevin wants to go see Manhattan Transfer. So
what's annoying about walking around the World Showcase and eating?
You're just walking in Florida in the heat. I'm excited about the Chase thing. I want to see that. I'd love to see that space.
The air
Do you have a
condition.
Chase card?
Going straight to the air condition.
Yeah, I think that's it's good for card members because, like I said, you can just I don't think they limit your time up there, and they have a freestyle machine, so just unlimited drinks.
Some of the food Corey mentioned on his top 10 sound really good, so I'm excited about that. I mean, we'll definitely get over and see it. I think what we're going to do is, we have the luxury of not having to go there on a weekend, not having to go there, right when it starts. So we probably wait until the weather cools off a little bit, and then we'll head out there midweek.
All the food I had was good. I mean, I would go back and get all those items again.
Yeah, Manhattan Transfer is going to be the 12th and 13th. Saturday and
We'll
Sunday.
be there this weekend. After
All
the
right,
walk,
we'll
we're
go.
going to go to Epcot and have a good time
That sounds great.
with
Walk.
the kids.
You're going to go walk, and then you're going to go walk some more.
Yeah.
Teresa, besides the haggis, what else did you really find great?
I enjoy the grease, and I enjoy the little cheese with the pistachio honey thing. I
Is that
usually
what
get,
got wet?
yeah, but I've had it.
That returned this year. They brought that back.
They did.
Very
Julie is
good.
upset that they did not bring back the Greek salad.
Yeah, that's not there.
She would like. We would go counterclockwise. She would always start with the Greek salad in Greece and go and get the cheddar cheese soup in Canada and start
Right.
with soup and salad. But it's the little
So-
things.
We talked about what you liked. What did you try that was awful?
I didn't
Look-
like the thing that came with the salmon in Scotland.
Oh, see, I loved that. That was like a cauliflower.
And I love cauliflower, but
mashed
there was
cauliflower.
something
It was kinda
funky
spicy.
sweet. I thought kind
Really?
of a funky taste.
Was there anything you didn't like?
Like I said, that drink. It was the Singapore Sling was really bad. We had another one that in China that had lychee in it. That was really good. It just wasn't mixed well, so you kind of just got the straight vodka first. But yeah, everything was good.
I think it's worth it, John. Go.
All right.
I don't think he said he's not going. He hasn't decided when he wants to go.
No, he gave us the task of convincing him to
Right.
go.
I'm still waiting.
We convinced him.
You did. It actually sounds really good. It sounds excellent. And it's always a fun time. It really is. It's
Should we go after the show?
no, that's too much.
That's too specific and soon.
I think I'm getting sweats now. Excellent. Anything else you guys want to mention about it? Something that we didn't cover?
The Cranberry Bogs back.
Oh yeah.
I saw that in your video.
Yeah.
I think it's smaller than a couple years ago. It's kind of like this. It's just built into the planter, not over it. So it's just kind of like a small, weird, like trapezoid shape.
No, it's the cranberry kiddie pool.
Yeah, exactly. It's just one of those plastic ones from Walmart. They just filled with cranberries. They're giving out Craisins, but you kind of have to watch because the other night they were giving out the reduced sugar ones with Splenda in them, and they were awful. I shouldn't complain about my free Craisins, but they were really bad. But then yesterday we went and they had the actual original, honest to God Craisins.
Did you enjoy?
Is that what's right there?
Yeah, yeah.
Or you should hold them up as an audio visual.
Craisins. Sending
Craisins.
Craisins Corporation.
I was just gonna say. Oh, I sense a promo.
The Craisins Corporation. Yeah. But I like the Cranberry Bog. It's fun. I wish they let you go in it.
Yeah, that's. I would like that.
Like the ballroom at Chuck
If
E.
you
Cheese.
complete your passport, they should let you go in it.
Oh,
Go in the bog,
please take
yeah.
video
Head
of
first.
Teresa in the bog. Oh, please.
Belly buster.
With the little bog rake or whatever it is.
Yeah, and
guys
then
hold
with the
on to.
cranberries.
I think that's so. And just notice. Okay, I'm not being mean, but you notice the two people that were in the cranberry section. It was like the male and female version of the same person.
Last year, it
I
was
mean,
like
they
the
were
two
just
guys
so.
from
It
Casting.
was like the
Busy.
same people. It was so cool though, but they were very informative when you
Do
asked
you
them
think they're
questions.
married? Do you think they're twins?
I think they're brother and sister.
Okay.
Bob and Betty.
Come from a long line of Cranberry
They're
Bog.
craisins for each other.
Oh no.
Oh, man.
I don't know, but they're very informative. They go asking questions.
Oh, man.
Okay,
Were they informative about Craisins?
they were informative about
You
raising.
have a lot of crazy questions.
Some people did. You want to ask why you're in this bog of
Why you stand in the pool?
cranberries?
Why do you look so much alike? What's that all about?
Are you the same person?
What's that about? I mean, it was just running through my head when I'm standing there going, man. First I thought, oh, I'm not going to go there. But it was just, this is bizarre. But okay, move on. Cut
All
to
right.
John.
So, scale of 1 to 10, what did we think of this year's Food and Wine Festival? Corey.
I'll give it a 9. It could go up or down as I try more stuff.
I'd say for me 8 right now, but it'll probably go up by the end of it because I haven't tried everything, so I want to go try some of the newer stuff. But yeah, a solid 8.
Teresa?
8. I want to
Wow.
go back. I want to go back and see some of the, maybe a couple of the chefs, or I want to experience some of that.
All right. Craig?
For me, if as a first-time person, I would say
He's like 4.2.
no. If this is your first time, it's going to be an 8 or a 9. Or if you haven't been in a couple years, it'll be an 8 or a 9. But for someone that's gone the past 3 years, 4 years now, it's starting to be too much of the same stuff every time. So I'd give it probably a 6 or a 7.
Wow.
But don't you look forward to those things?
I always do.
Yeah, I do.
Well, then what's the issue?
Whenever I have money, I look forward to it. When I can go and enjoy it. Whenever I'm on a budget and I don't get to enjoy it.
Well, the
to
last time you went, he
fullest.
had craisins.
Well, eat your ramen noodles before you go, honey. Fill up and then go.
I think Craig hit a point that sits with us, is that you go every year and you kind of think.
We've been the last 10 years.
Yeah. So you think, what's going to be so different that's going to compel me to go this year?
Well, I think he brings up a good point too, being on a budget that, if you don't have a lot to spend on just samples of food, then, you might not enjoy it as much.
I guess that's really what my first part was. I think, in my opinion, the idea is that, this is like a cheap meal replacement.
Right. No, I'd never view it as that.
No, you
and
can't.
I think if you do,
It's not.
You'll leave disappointed.
Right. And I think if you've got like a food budget, we hear people talk about free dining, get the most out of your money, and Disney restaurants are too expensive. I don't mean to keep belaboring this point, but that's kind of where I was going with this, that if you're looking at this as a fun day out and this is your entertainment, great. And if you've got the money to spend, great. If you're on a budget or you're cost conscious, this is expensive. And I'll stop belaboring that point. I'll even stop saying belaboring.
Mark the day and time, ladies and gentlemen. All right, thank you guys very much.
Another bit.
Thank you guys very much for telling us about Food and Wine. I appreciate your input. I really do. So I think we're going to go. We're definitely going to go to see Manhattan.
I thought you meant right now.
We're going to go. We're out the door.
We're done.
We're going to go and see the concert, and we're going to check out some of the new stuff and try some of the things on Corey's list, I think. So I really appreciate that. I appreciate everybody for watching and listening to the show, and I hope you join us again for our next segment. Bye.